basil fried rice. Hello, welcome to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. My name is Radhika Desai, chef from all the way Portland, Oregon, United States, and I'm here to teach you restaurant-style food with Indian flair. So today we're making basil fried rice, and our ingredients will be minced garlic, soy sauce, garlic chili sauce, minced ginger, diced carrots, diced celery, fresh basil, fresh cilantro, 2 eggs, 2 cups of cooked basmati rice, red chili flakes, and salt. Vegetable oil for frying. So today we're making basil fried rice, and this is a recipe that I kind of have adapted from my trip to Korea when I was about 14 years old. My father worked there for a year, and I visited him there. And they make something called bibimbap, which is a bowl of rice in a really hot clay bowl. They put the rice in and then they crack an egg over it. This is my adaptation of that recipe. So first we're going to turn our pan on, add about 2 tablespoons of oil. Now I have my ginger, garlic, and celery. In French cooking, they call this the Holy Trinity: celery, garlic, and ginger. So my oil is heating up nicely. And you may want to prepare your rice like an hour ahead of time. You want it nice and cooked before you make this. So I'll just put our ginger first. Our ginger takes a little bit longer than our garlic does to infuse the oil. So I added it first. Now I've added my garlic, which won't take very long to cook. And again, that smell is perfect. Now we'll add our celery. So remember this. If you want to impress your friends, you can tell them you learned French cooking, the Holy Trinity. Now while this is frying, I'm gonna start our pan for our rice. To this, I will add, again, about 1 teaspoon of oil. Okay, so I can see that our garlic is browning, and I don't want it to burn, so I'm gonna turn it off. I'll just set it aside. So our oil is heating here. I'm gonna add our carrots, and you don't want them to be overcooked, so I'm adding them raw, because you wanna have that crunch when you have the rice. So while this is happening, chop our basil. And you may not be able to find this at your local market. You may have to go a little bit further to find this. But it's such a lovely and fresh herb that you should take the time to find it. So my basil is chopped and waiting for me. So my carrots are frying and waiting for me. In the meantime, I'm gonna fry our rice. And like I was saying, it's a really simple recipe. You just need to find the right ingredients. So I have some lovely fresh cilantro, which I'll pick and chop. And I always like to use the stems. My mom and dad have said that this is green gold. So I would never throw away gold, so I'm gonna use it. So I have my basil and cilantro waiting here for me. My carrots are frying. In this pan, I'm gonna put a little bit more oil, and because this is vegetable oil, don't feel guilty about eating it. It's good for you. About half a teaspoon. I'll put our chili flakes. This is garlic chili sauce. Now you can find this in any gourmet market, and you can even make it at home if you would like. Just take about 2 tomatoes, a little bit of chili powder, grind it in the blender with water, and you'll have this. But it's much easier if you can get it from the store. So to my sauteing chili pepper, I'm gonna add about 1 teaspoon of garlic chili sauce. It will splatter, so just be a little bit careful. So our carrots are done frying. They're still crunchy. I'm gonna add this to our carrots. I'm gonna add our garlic, ginger, and celery mixture. Stir this. And now I'll add our rice. I like using basmati in any kind of pilaf preparation or biryani because it just is so effervescent and it's has a lovely flavor. So this should feed about 4 people. I'm just mixing our rice with our vegetables. I'll just add a little bit of salt. And now at the very end, I'm gonna add our herbs. Basil and fresh cilantro. Now I'm gonna leave this, I'm gonna turn it off. So we're gonna garnish our fried rice with fried eggs. So I have a pan waiting here for me. I'll put about half a teaspoon of oil. So I like my eggs half cooked, a little bit runny. So I like my heat on medium high. I can feel it's about there. So I'll just crack 2 eggs into our pan. And if you're vegetarian or you don't eat eggs, the rice is lovely just on its own. So you can see these are nicely, slowly cooking. I'll just put a little bit of salt. And since I have some cilantro left over, I'll chop it for garnish. You could even put some red chili flakes if you feel. So now we're ready to plate our basil fried rice. I have a nice serving platter here, and I always love to smell my food while I'm plating it because then I know it's very tasty. So our eggs are just finishing. Have a nice, large, broad spatula to plate the eggs. And they're just about right. They're not all the way cooked, they're like halfway cooked. So I'll just slide our eggs onto our rice. Now I'm gonna garnish it with fresh cilantro. So on top of my Korean basil fried rice, I'm gonna drizzle some soy sauce. So this is my Korean inspired basil fried rice.